So okay, welcome back to the this session for the elements of civil engineering. So in today's class, let us discuss some more different problems which is related to the coplanar concurrent force system. So as I told you, so it is not only to find out the resultant of a force system. Sometimes, so whatever the forces are given in the figure, so it is somewhat different. So you can observe this problem, that is 3.14. So here only two forces are there, but the way of giving the problem and the forces is different. So by seeing this you may get confused, but it is a very simple problem. Just try to concentrate here. So let us see, so what is the problem and how you are going to solve this. So what is the aim of the problem? So determine the resultant of a force acting on a structure. So means this is any one of the structure. So you need to determine, so what is the resultant force which is acting on this structure at point O. So where is the point O? So you can observe in the figure, the point O is here. This is what, it may be any structure, it may be just by considering this, it is looks like a dam. So any structure. So here you need to find out the resultant of a force acting on this structure at point O. So what you need to find out? You need to find out the magnitude and direction. So just observe the figure. So means you just concentrate here. This is what the figure given in the problem, and this is what the figure we have drawn to solve the problem. So that is simplified version. You have to draw the schematic representation. So whatever the figure you are observing here, this figure is given in the problem itself. So okay, how many forces are there in this structure? Just observe the figure and let me answer. How many forces are acting on this structure?
Two.
So two forces are acting here. So one is horizontal force and another one is inclined force. That is, one horizontal force 800 Newton is there and another force is there, that is 600 Newton is another force. Only two forces are there here. So but the thing is, there is no problem for this horizontal force. It is horizontal direction, but we need to find out the inclination of this inclined force. So means what is the theta value with respect to x-axis, that we need to determine. So that inclination is not given here. So whatever the 60 degree we are observing, so this is not the inclination of the force. So this is inclination of that structure. 60 degree is not an inclination of this force. So we need to determine, if you observe the line of action of this force, so it is acting here. So means if you find out this theta, then this theta and this theta is same. The alternative angles are there. Before going to solve the problem, first you need to find out the inclination of inclined force here. Clear? Have you understood the problem? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now you have to draw the schematic representation. So this is what the 800 horizontal and the inclined force 600. So now your aim is to find out what is the theta value. So by the figure we know that this angle is 60 degree. It is given and the distance is given. This from here to here, the 3 meter is given here. So let us give the name it as A, B, C and O. So now by considering the triangle, you need to find out what is the inclination, that is theta value. So in order to find out this theta, what we required? We required entire this distance, that is BC is required and OB is required. So in order to find out what? In order to find out the theta value here. So but we don't know what is AB distance and we don't know what is OB distance. So therefore, first you need to consider the small triangle, that is OAB. You need to consider this triangle first, that is OAB, in order to find out AB and OB distances. So let us consider the triangle OAB. So from this triangle we know that this is 60 degree. So just apply the trigonometric function cos theta. So what is the formula for cos theta? Cos theta indicates adjacent by hypotenuse, right? So adjacent is your AB and hypotenuse is OA, and OA is nothing but this distance it is given, that is 6 meter. In the problem only it has been mentioned. So from here to here 6 meter, that is OA. So by simplifying this you will get what is the distance of AB, that is AB is equal to 3 meter. So similarly you have to apply cos, that is sine, and you will get the another side, that is OB, that is sine 60. Sine 60 is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. By simplifying you will obtain what is the AB and OB distances. So now we need to determine the actual theta value, that is the inclination of inclined force. So now you have to consider this triangle, that is big triangle you have to consider here. So which triangle? That is OCB. So you need to consider OCB, and this is our theta. And where is our force? Our force is here, that is this is only the force. So if you find out theta, this is only the inclination of that inclined force. So now from this triangle apply tan theta, right? Tan theta is equal to, what is tan theta? Tan function
Adjacent by opposite.
So it is adjacent by opposite. Okay, adjacent is BC and opposite is OB. OB is 5.1 and BC is, this is 3 is given, and AB distance you have already calculated, 3 plus 3 total it is 6. So that is 5.1 divided by 6, that is you will get the theta. So theta is the actual inclination of this inclined force. You can observe here theta is equal to 5.1 divided by 6. So by simplifying you will obtain the inclination. So now after this the common procedure. So you have to find out the resultant by resolving the inclined forces and adding the all horizontal forces. You can observe in the figure. So now how many horizontal and how many vertical forces will come? Summation. Only horizontal force, one force is there, and you have to resolve this force into the two components. So now this inclination, that is 40 degree, you have to resolve this force into the two component, horizontal and vertical component. So what is the horizontal component value of 600 Newton here? Yes?
600 cos theta.
Okay. 600 cos theta is correct. So you can observe, so we have find out at this theta and this is same as this alternative angles. So therefore inclination is theta only. So the cos function, that is horizontal component of 600 is that is 600 cos theta is nothing but 40 degree what we have obtained, and the vertical component similarly that is 600 sin theta. So now just find out what is sigma fx and what is sigma fy, and we are having the formula for resultant. Find out what is resultant by using this formula. You can observe here. So this is what the equation, that is resultant is equal to summation of fx square plus summation of fy square. So now fx means horizontal, we are having only one force 800, and horizontal component of inclined force. So here you need to observe the direction. So whether it is positive or negative. 600
Negative.
So it is negative because we know that. So what is our direction? This is positive and this is positive and this is negative and this is negative. So our force is, it is moving in this direction. So therefore it is negative. And again vertical force is also moving downwards. This is also negative here. Just observe, 800 is horizontal force and horizontal component of inclined force is 600 cos theta and it is negative. Similarly, summation of fy. Summation of fy means only one force we will get in this, because 800 is horizontal, only we will get this force, that is 600 sin theta is only the vertical force acting on the structure and it is moving downward, therefore it is negative, minus 600 sin theta. So after that only the simplification and you will get what is the resultant. So 523.7 is the resultant force because of the two forces acting on a structure. So and it is not horizontal, so it is inclined. So therefore we need to determine the direction. So what is the direction of this resultant? So and similarly we are having the direction alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation of fy by fx. Substitute the value and find out what is the direction. You can observe here we are getting the negative sign here. So it indicates what? It indicates the quadrant. So in which quadrant your resultant is lies. So based on that you need to determine what is r and theta. So if our alpha is positive means we can say it is in the first quadrant or in the second quadrant. So if it is negative means so our resultant is lies in the third or a fourth quadrant. So it is indicating the which quadrant your resultant is lies. So this is regarding this problem. Hope that you have understood. So there is no any difficulties in that, but they have given the figure in a different way. Try to analyze this figure and write the free body diagram, so then it is helpful to solve the problem. Yes, is it clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you understood, all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So okay, this is one of the different problem. So okay, let us move for the another one. So another problem is there, somewhat different. Let us discuss that problem. Okay. So okay, this is what the another problem what we are having. So let us understand. So what is the aim of the problem? So what we need to find out here. So just observe the figure. Two forces are given, 800 Newton and 600 Newton, just acting at a point. And one more thing, they have given the resultant of two forces 1200. So means value of that resultant is given. And you just observe here, this resultant is not acting horizontal, it is not acting vertical. So therefore, we need to determine the direction of the resultant. So they have mentioned you to determine the direction means the resultant is inclined force. And also you need to determine angle between these two forces. So that is what the problem. So means two forces are there, 800 Newton and 600 Newton, and angle between that two forces you need to determine here, that is theta. Along with that you need to determine direction of the resultant. So they have given you the resultant force is there, that is 1200 is the resultant force. It is the resultant. So you need to determine what is the direction of this resultant. This theta as well as angle between these two forces you need to determine in this problem. Simple thing here. So just you have to resolve one vertical force is there, one inclined force is there, and also we know the resultant. So you just for your convention, so you have to draw. So this is what the resultant, the value is given 1200. So now let us see how you are going to solve this problem. So what is the unknown? We need to find out this theta and the direction of resultant. So first what we need to do, so we need to find out what is summation of fx and what is summation of fy, and by simplifying you need to find out what is the direction. So now summation of fx means how many horizontal forces are there in this given problem?
2.
Horizontal forces. Leave about resultant. So resultant is different. So only one vertical force is there and inclined force is there. Horizontal component of this inclined force is how much? So what is the horizontal component of 800 Newton?
800 cos
800
Sin
theta. 800 sin theta is correct. Why? Theta is inclination with respect to y-axis. Therefore, our y component is cos and x component is sin. That is 800 cos theta is your y component and 800 sin theta is your x component. So now just find out what is fx and fy. You can observe here fx means only one force, that is the resolved inclined force 800 sin theta, that is fx, and fy means we are having two forces, one 600 and another 800 cos theta. Both are moving upward, therefore positive. 600 plus 800 cos theta. So again resultant, we are having this equation. So now what we need to do, they have given the resultant, that is 1200 is the resultant. By substituting that you need to find out the unknown. 1200 is known and you just squaring on both sides. So in order to remove this square root, you have to squaring on both sides. So therefore fx square plus fy square. So fx square is nothing but 800 square sin square theta, and fy you just consider this as a plus b whole square, and you just apply that formula, a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this is in the form of a plus b whole square, a square 600 square, b square 800 cos square, and 2ab. So just consider 2ab, just expand that one. So again there is a simplification, you just simplify here, and here among these two you just take sin square and cos square common, that is 800 square sin square theta, 800 square cos square theta. Just take the 800 square common and it will become sin square theta plus cos square theta, and it is 1. Just wait for a while. Okay, so then sin square plus cos square is 1. So by simplifying this, in the entire equation only unknown is theta. You will get what is the theta value. So that is first aim of your problem is over. That is angle between 800 and 600 Newton is 62.72. So now you need to find out the direction of resultant. So we know that while proving the parallelogram law, we are having one equation to find out resultant as well as the direction. So R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta is the resultant formula, and direction, in order to find out direction, so we are having this equation, that is, this is the expression we are having by the parallelogram law, right? So now by considering this relation, you need to find out what is the direction of resultant. So you can see, once you can observe the parallelogram law. So whatever the equation we are having, the pi value, so this is the expression to find out the direction of resultant. Here also we need to find out the direction of resultant. So therefore you need to use this expression. Clear? So now you have to consider any one of the force as a P and Q, but you have to consider the direction. So means if you are considering P as a 600 and Q as a incline, so then your resultant is acting along the horizontal or with respect to vertical. So means if you are considering P value, so in this expression we are considering the P value, that is vertical force we are considered. So therefore, so whatever the direction we are obtaining, that angles, that is, it may be with respect to horizontal or it may be with respect to vertical. So any one of the force you have to consider it as a P and Q. So here two forces are there, 600 and 800. So you just substitute the value. Theta is known 62.72 and Q 800, P 600. By simplifying this, you will get the direction. Direction of what? The direction of resultant. Right? So this is what with respect to the vertical direction. So that if you want with respect to horizontal, so means what? So 6, whatever the value you have calculated here, that 36 is with respect to y axis here. Whatever the 36.34 you have obtained, that angle with respect to y axis. If you want to determine the inclination of resultant with respect to x axis, you have to deduct, that is 90 minus 36 will give you the inclination with respect to x axis. What it means? So 36.4 is the inclination with respect to vertical. So if you want with respect to horizontal, so total 90, therefore you have to consider 90 minus 36.34. So this is how you are going to solve the problem. Very simple problem is there. So now you have calculated the direction of the resultant. So means if you are writing the direction, so means this is the different force. So that is, instead of these two forces, you are writing the resultant directly. So that is what the resultant 1200 and inclination of this resultant. So if you are writing with respect to y-axis, then it is 36 point something, so whatever the value you have obtained. So if you are writing with respect to x-axis, so then it is the whatever the 50 degree something whatever you have obtained, so that you have to mention. So this is what is somewhat different problem, so that you may expect in the examination. So these are all the problems which is related to the coplanar concurrent force system, and you are having some more problems in your textbook. You just try to solve this, and if you are having any doubts you can clarify it. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all of you, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now last problem based on the coplanar concurrent force system. So sometimes they may ask you the simple problem to determine Fx and Fy only, and they will give the forces in the different direction. So it may be for 4 to 5 marks. So they are not giving the number of forces, only 1 or 2 forces they will give, and find out the resultant. So this is what that is the simple problem you may expect in the examination for 4 to 5 marks. Just observe, so only horizontal and vertical component you need to find out here. So but the thing is, you just observe the figure. So this is what the given problem, this is what the given figure. How many forces are there in this figure? How
One.
many forces are acting?
1.
Only one force is there. 200 force. 200 Newton is acting on a block. That is, a block is there as shown in figure. Find out the horizontal and vertical component. Find out the components along x-axis and y-axis. So very simple problem, but the considering the inclination is important here. So somebody will write directly 200 cos 30 as a x component and 200 sin 30 as a y component, but that is wrong. So just observe the figure. What is given? So this is a block. This is block. Just wait for a while. Okay. So this is a block, and our force is acting here. So with respect to block, the force making an angle 30 degree. 30 degree. But we want the angle with respect to x-axis, not with respect to block or a axis of the block. We want the inclination with respect to x-axis. They have given the inclination of the plane. So means this is inclined plane. This is any one of the inclined plane. So this inclined plane making an angle 30 degree with respect to horizontal. That is, inclined plane making an angle 30 degree with respect to horizontal. But above that inclined plane, we are having a block, and that dotted line indicates the axis of the block. So means this is parallel to our inclined plane. So this angle is 30. But we want inclination of the force with respect to x-axis. We want inclination with respect to x-axis. So means we need to consider this 30 plus remaining, that is 60 degree. Is it clear? So means force is making an angle 30 degree with respect to the inclined plane, and we want with respect to x-axis. Therefore inclination of 200 with respect to x-axis is 60. You just observe in the second figure. Clear? 200 making an angle 30 degree. This is what your inclined plane, and this plane makes an angle 30 degree with respect to x-axis. So therefore total it is 60. Is it clear with the inclination?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? All of you, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, whatever the dotted line here it is there, you just consider this one, you can understand easily. So this is 30 degree, and from here to here that is 30 degree. So that has been drawn here. So now 60 degree is your inclination. So now you can easily resolve 60 is an angle which is with respect to x-axis. So therefore you can write the cos component and side component. That is, horizontal component is 200 cos 60 and vertical component is 200 sin 60. Both are in the negative direction. So therefore you need to apply the negative sign. So this is what the simple problem. You may get it in 4 to 5 marks in the examination. Try to observe the inclination correctly and write and resolve the forces without any mistake. So in this type of problem, the observation is very important and taking the inclination is very important. So if you will write the 30, then it is wrong. So therefore, so neatly you have to observe and you have to answer. So this is for some problems which is related to the coplanar concurrent force system. So let us continue in the next section.